Go.
Finally, we are here for the first viewing of Agenda Ball, brought to you by Graft TV. This is where we show our biased opinions and our biased agendas. And with that said, I have over here Mr. Barcelona, Kadim. And then we have man like Mo supporting Arsenal. And then we have Mr. Chelsea over by the bridge, Ikenna. And then we have the great man, you know, supporting that dead club, Manchester United. My guy, Chevy here. I'm an Arsenal man. I'm your host, Baba. And with that said, welcome to Agenda Ball. Everybody, raise the glass. And let's take a sip as we start.
Oh, my halal shot. Cheers, guys.
So, with that said, Mr. Kadim, let's start. What's your plans for Barcelona this season?
League for sure, quarterfinals, Champions League at least, and maybe a cup run. Who knows?
Cup run?
Yeah, cup run. Yeah.
Champions League or Copa del Rey?
Copa for sure. Copa cup run for sure. As I said, Champions League quarterfinals at least.
At least?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just get him back, you know.
Does everyone see Barcelona getting at least one trophy?
I do.
I'll give it to them, yes.
Yeah.
It's Spain, man. Yeah,
And Mr. Agavi, you know, what plans do you have for the great Arsenal?
Pass me that board, Shelly, real quick.
Go right ahead.
Please, let me borrow that.
You know, anything you do is documented on camera.
Yeah, it's Arsenal. But you see, this is more humble than that bullshit you posted the other day on social media.
Okay.
Arsenal first. Thank you.
Oh, God.
We're finishing top of the league. We're winning the Premier League. And the rest is going to be a surprise.
Okay, with that said, we're going over to Stamford Bridge. You know, Mr. Bowley has spent $1 billion, you know.
Over
$1 billion.
We're balling.
Okay, so Ikenna.
Y'all just hating.
It's spending.
But it's okay.
It's spending.
It's Stamford Bridge is a process, right? But I know for sure, top 4. Market. Top 4 this season, for sure.
Alright.
Maybe a Carabao Cup, who knows?
Okay, so you want them
but yeah, one small trophy, top 4. The rest we'll see.
What's the small trophy again? Tell me.
Carabao Cup?
The Mickey Mouse trophy, right?
That one. I don't mind it. We have an under 23 team, relax.
Oh, wow.
Okay, no worries. And then, Mr. Chevy.
The only agenda we have for this season is Champions League spot, along with a trophy. I don't care if it's the so-called Mickey Mouse trophy. I don't care, just saying, but at the same time not hinting towards United winning the Champions League. But I think we could go on a run there in Europe. And also, the FA Cup is up for grabs. I know you guys turn your faces to the Mickey Mouse trophy, but it was one trophy more than Arsenal won last year.
Yeah, I'm with him. Trophyless.
Nobody wants that Mickey Mouse trophy, right? But thanks for sharing your thoughts, Cordell. It is definitely greatly appreciated.
Trophyless for sure.
But what is my agenda? Top of the league, May 2024. First place, Arsenal. Check it. You know, remember that 3-1? Check it.
Brother, top of the league, end of May, fam. Because league finishes when?
Yeah,
No, but that's what Arsenal does, though. Arsenal was top of the league in May last year, right? Yeah. And if my memory serves me correctly, Arsenal fell from the top of the league
in May
down to 5th. It was
no.
It was about
April. No,
Bro,
it
with
was
8 games to go, Arsenal was top of the league.
There
I
you
told
go.
you were gonna bottle the league.
There you go.
I told you were gonna bottle the league.
And
he was popping bottles every week.
this is not just based on one season.
Arsenal was different from Tottenham.
Arsenal is basically Tottenham. Arsenal is basically Tottenham.
Don't justify with the
You know
comments.
what?
Just move on.
I'll leave Mr. Barcelona.
What are you talking about, though? What's the difference between Arsenal and Tottenham the last 10 years?
Literally.
Tell me.
What do you mean?
At least Tottenham has gotten to a Champions League final. They can't say that.
Trophies, man.
We have trophies.
Don't answer this, guys, bro. Move on. Like you really gotta sit out here
Arsenal,
and tell
bro.
like it's
I
Arsenal.
actually want to know for real.
You want to know?
I want to know as well.
Well, you know what?
What we have over Tottenham.
Use Wikipedia then. What do you mean?
How many trophies do you have in the last 5 years?
His question was the last 10 years.
Last 10 years, we have 4 FA Cups over them.
Bro, you leave the FA Cup thing.
A trophy is a trophy, yeah.
Oh, now you're talking. Oh, now it's a trophy. There's no more Mickey Mouse trophy.
FA Cup is not Mickey Mouse trophy.
the same teams that play the
Now, let me ask you a
FA Cup.
question. You've lost 2 FA Cup finals to us. Am I telling you right?
That is good, but we won 2 Champions League in that same time.
It wasn't against us.
It doesn't matter, bro. We beat teams
But
better
Arsenal
than
is
to
not-
get to that Champions League, bro.
It couldn't
Think of
have been against you because you weren't in
You
the
weren't even
Champions
in
League
the
for 7
Champions
years.
Yeah.
So
Yo, host, move on, fam. Like, I feel like I'm being
I
attacked.
feel like these 3 gentlemen are attacking us now.
Nobody's attacking you, bro. Actually.
We're stating facts.
Hey, let me take a sip.
Facts, not feelings.
Yeah.
Yo.
Facts,
Yo.
not feelings,
Yo.
right?
Yo, what was it?
Facts,
Graph,
feelings.
not laugh?
Graph, don't laugh.
Yeah.
Graph, no laugh.
Facts, not feelings.
Facts,
Don't
facts,
listen to
not
guys.
feelings.
All feelings.
Check it. Facts, not.
2 Champions Leagues.
Okay, yo, bro, I heard you, man. Like,
You want to hear it again? 2 Champions Leagues.
yo, I'm not sitting next to
So, let me ask everyone right here, right? So, we all know that, Chelsea, I'm not trying to pick on Chelsea, it's just a fact. Right, they've spent 1.1 billion since Bowley has come in. Right, so
Also raised over 300 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, noted.
But 8
Right, so I just want everyone's honest opinion, right? Like, where do you guys see Chelsea?
So hold
Like,
on, why are we starting with Chelsea?
7.
huh?
Why are we starting?
No, because Chelsea is the most prolific spenders this season.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, if you spend the biggest money, you're the big man, right?
According to you, your team is a championship contender. I'm not even saying I'm contending. So why don't we start with you?
Nah, we're talking about.
Let's go.
No.
Alphabetically,
We'll start with Chelsea and their 1.1 billion spend. Then we go to Arsenal. Then we go to United, right? And then we go to Barcelona. Alright. So justify what do you make of that, Kadim?
What,
That
1.1
1.1 billion spend.
Money wasted, actually. I believe so. 7. They're coming 7 this year.
Okay.
Because the team is not going to gel. We started with Nottingham Forest last year, about 21 players, and
They survived.
barely.
They wanted to survive. That was their aim and they achieved it. So
Oh, so Chelsea's aim is to survive.
no, we bought with a different way. We didn't buy Awoni and freaking.
You guys were 18 players under 22 years old. 18.
It's a
18.
Like 6-7
No,
Brazilians.
I'll wait for it to get to my turn. I'll wait.
Okay. And
So I'm telling you, 7.
Mo?
Chelsea, I think they're gonna be really contending heavily with Tottenham this year. Both don't have Champions League football, and they just have like one competition. So I think Chelsea will finish maybe like 6th or 7th.
fair point.
That's a 6-7.
Facts, not feelings.
Oh shit, I just.
And with that said,
Facts.
before I get to you, Mr. Chelsea, I'm going to let Mr. United speak.
Alright, in terms of the Chelsea spend, I know this being a United fan.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you have people who are not football people in football positions. We've had, for example, an accountant who was in charge of like transfers at United for years. Todd Boy coming in as a businessman, he's looking at Chelsea as an asset. Like he bought the club for 4 million. His job is to ensure that in another 10 years the club is worth 8 billion because he's looking at a profit, right? But at the same time, the amount of money that Chelsea has spent, it therefore means they are going to get it right eventually.
Oh, and don't forget,
And
Bowley wants to play 4-4-3.
4-4-3. Separate apart from that.
At least we have an owner that actually cares to be there. Well, when's the last time we saw you guys owners?
Yo, I just stated a fact. Sorry, Chevy,
It
go ahead.
doesn't even matter if you have an owner who wants to be there because your owner can be there and he can also overextend his welcome. Because, for example, you saw Todd Bowley going into dressing rooms and stuff like that. Where on the other hand, you see a club like Man City, who's been successful consistently over the past 10 years. And when they won the Champions League, this is just their second game that their owner is attending. So the owner being there physically at matches doesn't speak volume about the quality of the team and the results that are going to be produced on the pitch. Nevertheless, Chelsea has assigned Pochettino as coach. And based on Pochettino's track record, he's good with youngsters. You said it yourself. Chelsea has signed 18 players under the age of 23.
Yeah.
Who's a better coach to coach those players? It is Pochettino who potentially could get the best out of these players. You're looking at a squad and you don't see any world-class talent that sticks out at you immediately. However, you look at the potential of these players. Caicedo could eventually be world class, now having a good season at the start, just playing 2 games for Chelsea so far at the time of recording. You look at Enzo Fernandez, he's borderline world class, and at the end of the season potentially could be that world class player. But what I'm saying is, with the amount of money that Chelsea has spent, eventually it is going to come right. They just need to know who their best starting 11 is, and eventually the results will come on the pitch. And even if it doesn't come to that, even if it's a broken system, a broken clock is right twice a day. So even if the system even if the system is broken, based on the amount of money spent, eventually you're going to see some results.
Well, that is Mr. I want you folks to get very familiarized with this guy. He speaks with intelligence.
Yeah, that's my only agenda for the season. Facts.
Alright, and with that said, before I hand over to Mr. Chelsea here, my honest thoughts are, I see you guys making the top 7 for sure. Where you fall in that, I don't know.
Which is an improvement on last season.
Yeah, which is an improvement. However, 12? However, what I would say honestly is that you guys do have a lot of potential in your team. It's just a matter of fact of sorting it out in due time. But with the banter, brother, I want to see you guys fail. Long and short. 1.1 billion and finishing 7th, joke thing.
You need $1 billion more.
You need $1 billion more. But
there's so much to cover here.
Okay, start.
Because you made notes.
We'll let you
making notes.
Yeah, because he drilled into my owner, and I'm like, we get it with the Saudi guy. With the Saudi guy, that's not his job. He has so much stuff to do. That man is royalty.
Abu Dhabi.
That man has a whole nation to run. Leave that guy alone. He's not going to be there. Todd Bowley is a sports guy. Todd Bowley has a track record of success. The Dodgers are successful because of him. He owns most of the Lakers. That guy has done it before. I get it. There's always, you have to adapt when you come to a new country. He's coming to England with like American ideas, and I get it. It's not going to work at once. But Todd Bowley from last season and Todd Bowley from this season are different.
Yeah.
You can see.
He's 43 now, not more 443.
Mind yourself. Man talking a whole heap of nonsense. Anyways. He's gonna get better. He's gonna get better, and with his ideas and his passion for the club, I love it for him. I'm not mad at him. With the spend, he bought a lot of players with potential.
Yeah.
You guys named them already. Those players, I'm pretty sure if you give most big managers in the Premier League, Rhys James, Caicedo, Enzo, they'll snap them from you. Of course,
He didn't buy
both
Rhys
hands.
James,
I'm just talking about there's some talent in that squad, right? And they're all around the same age group.
Remember,
right now, no one, to be honest, let's just be honest about it. Arsenal fans are just delusional. No one is contesting with Man City. Man City is in a league of their own.
Okay.
So why not just prepare for
I thought this was about talking about Chelsea.
I'm telling you. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about what we have. When Man City is done with their reign, somebody has to be ready to take over. Salah is going to be gone. De Bruyne is going to be gone. Those guys, and we're going to have Enzo coming into his prime. We're going to be good in a few years. All I need now is top 4.
You guys are dynasty top lads. Say it. You are dynasty top lads.
Thank you. That's you know what I'm writing.
Put that there. Dynasty top lads.
DY.
Dynasty top lads, bro.
I'm not mad at the young talent that Chelsea got.
Right.
We need to get some other things right, because you can't spend $1 billion and not get a world class striker. Come on, that's stupid.
Alright.
We're gonna get it right, and they're gonna get better with time. This season, we're definitely gonna play the Champions League. I'm telling you guys. With one competition and the talent in that squad, come on, guys. Stop it. Stop it.
Broski, don't forget our boy Bastos. Let's just show his board some love. Can you wants to read?
That's a good point by Mo, right? So Bastos, one of our, should be a part of the panel, but the man himself, has to go play football match, and this guy should have been playing, but
I'm injured. Stop this.
Okay. Alright.
Top striker, right?
So what Bastos said, Karim, you want to read this?
What is that?
Yeah, what did Bastos say?
United not making top 4 for sure.
Okay.
Alright. Luis Diaz to have a better season than Mo.
Mo
Salah.
Mo Salah.
Okay.
Alright. And his predictions for top 6 is City first, Arsenal second, Liverpool third, Newcastle fourth, and I highly disagree with that. United 5th and Spurs 6th.
That's
So
crazy.
Chelsea's not
No.
there in the top 6?
No.
For Bastos.
Yeah. For
Let me
Bastos.
see. Let me see. Let me
Also,
see.
Bastos is a huge Real Madrid fan. Let's just throw that out there. So he has no bias for the Premier League.
It's crazy to me that everybody thinks Chelsea's gonna have a worse season because we've lost a game to West Ham. Newcastle has lost 3 games.
Didn't you guys lose to Forest too?
They've lost. We get it. They've lost 3 games. 3 games that
big games though.
they lost a game. They lost a game
They lost
against
to
a
Man City.
10-man team that they were up.
But here's the thing.
They were up on the 10-man Liverpool.
I agree with
Here's the
that.
thing
I agree
though,
with
the
that.
quality of opponent that Newcastle
Has
faced
faced.
was different.
Yeah.
Newcastle in their first couple of games has faced City.
Right.
There are not many teams in the league beating City. They have also faced Liverpool, even though they were at St. James's Park. They were 2-0 up against
10 man.
And
men.
10
They
yeah.
should have won, right? No, they were 1-0 up.
Yeah, they were
against-
1-0
A team that
against
is a
men.
contender
Right?
should close that game out.
It's still Liverpool.
I
though.
agree.
It's still Liverpool.
I agree.
Liverpool in shambles too.
I honestly don't think Newcastle is going to be in top.
Newcastle has the
Same.
Champions League this season with
Same.
what depth, guys? Come on.
Yeah.
I don't have them.
Take
I don't think
It's
Newcastle
not.
is gonna
It's
be
not
top 4.
freaking Dan Burn and Sean Longstaff that are gonna give you back-to-back top 4 with
And they have the worst group in the Champions League.
Newcastle boss.
That's
bro.
true. I second that motion.
All right. Since you guys are getting into predictions already, I don't have Newcastle in my top 6.
I don't
Just to
either.
get it,
I don't.
just to get it out there.
But Howe needs to go before they can, because he's been good for them up to this point, but he's not the coach to take them to the next level.
Exactly. It's the
Facts,
same thing with
facts,
Mark Hughes and Mancini at Man City.
Yeah,
They needed a guy to get them out of relegation. Now they're gonna go get some big
Yeah,
money
Eddie
guys.
just did more than what he should have done.
Overachieved.
Yeah.
Overachieved.
So is it time to talk about the Arsenal?
Hey, let me tell you, Super Vic Arteta. Yeah, let me take a sip before I get into the real big club.
While he's taking a sip, remember, Arsenal had this same Chelsea project for the last 7 years.
Hey,
Arsenal have been saying trust the process, and the process is coming to fruition now.
Can I speak?
But they're thinking Chelsea
Hold
can
on,
do
hold
that.
on, let me
This
talk.
might be
Martinelli.
offensive to both of us. He just said, with an introduction to Arsenal, let me take a slip before we talk about the real big club, considering that you and I are on the panel.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright,
Exactly.
right. At the end of the day,
The most successful club in the last decade, though. I mean,
no.
you guys should stop calling
Are we
yourself
not
big
going
clubs.
to hear? Are we not here to agree that Agenda Ball is the place for shithousery and our biased opinions and our
What
biased
constitutes a
agendas?
big club for you?
Right. So
Ask
no, I'm not going to address that question just yet. right?
No, but we're all I go ask.
What makes us a big club?
I'm not co-asking though.
What makes
You're
us a
not
big
enough and
club?
you don't carry now.
What makes us a big club is that we're just purely a big club. That's it. Nothing else.
All
needs
these
to
people
say.
that their
Right? So,
fathers told them Arsenal was
As
like-
everyone knows, you know, let's get back to a little bit to reality.
Days of honor.
We all knew that Arsenal, you know, they did a little bit more than they should have done last season, and they surprised everyone. And now going into this new season, 2023 to 2024, they have big expectations on them. And with my biases aside, I like to ask everyone their opinion of Arsenal. What do they see them doing this season? And yeah, pretty much go from there. And I'll start with none other than Mr. United.
All right, so you were fair in your assessment in saying that Arsenal overachieved last season. They did.
Yeah.
However, the fact that you overachieved, now the expectation is different. Now the bar is raised a little bit higher. So the expectation for Arsenal, and you said it yourself best a couple weeks ago, it's one of the big two or bust. Whether or not Mo
bust.
agrees with you. And when I talk about the big two, we're talking about either the Champions League or the Premier League. And I'm in agreement with that. When you look at the progress that Arsenal made last year, even though it took Arteta 4 seasons to get that style of play, everything on the field, the bottom line is he got it out of them. And now the expectations with the signings that they've made, the squad was impenetrable last season, right? In terms of the first 11 and the first probably 2 or 3 players that came off the bench. You've since improved your starting 11. You've brought in Declan Rice for over 100 mil, even though you talk about Chelsea's spend. You've brought in Kai Havertz. Whether or not he was the best signing, you still have
Super Kai, we love Kai.
who could play in midfield. You strengthened in areas that you didn't even need to strengthen. You brought in David Raya, even though he's not starting over Ramsdale. So when you talk about strength and depth, you're also talking about strength and depth, not just on the 10 positions outfield, where you're talking about in the keeping department, especially through the fact that your starting keeper usually rests for the cup competitions, right? The Mickey Mouse trophies that you do not want. And you've also brought in Timber. Even though he's injured, he's an all-rounder.
That was a sad loss.
He's an all-rounder, and we've seen in pre-season that he can play all 4 positions at the back. So instead of bringing in, for example, a Rob Holding, if one of your starting defenders is out, now you're bringing in a Timber. So now the quality is up. So now the expectation for Arsenal, the benchmark, is not the same benchmark that you went into last season with. The expectation, and I'm going to give you my prediction right now. My prediction is for Arsenal to win the league this season. And I'm not being biased, right? But at the same time, you did say Agenda Mall is a place for a little biases. And as a United fan, one of our biggest accomplishments is the treble, right? City has since equaled that accomplishment last season, winning the treble. Imagine if they were to do it back to back. So with that said, based on the quality and the improvements that Arsenal have made, and based on my own agenda as a United fan, Arsenal should be winning the league this season.
Well, thanks for that, Mr. United Chevy. Yeah. Follow him, Smith Chevy, on IG.
Smith underscore Chevy.
Underscore Chevy.
You put it on IG like that.
You know, because the man shares solid opinions, solid facts, you know. So,
he agrees with it.
So before I do that, you know, like, I've known this guy since 2008, you know, so I'm going to hand it over to him. You know, his missus supports Arsenal, so let me see what he says. You understand?
I expect Arsenal to do the same thing they did last season. A very good start out, come out the blocks fast. They're going to do good in the start of the league. But second, 0 trophies, and I expect them to either get grouped in the Champions League or they come out at round of 16.
Is that your actual honest opinion?
I swear on God.
Okay.
I have Arsenal to get grouped or Newcastle. So it's either one out of the 2 are getting grouped. I'm going to Europa. More over Newcastle. But I have Arsenal round of 16 for sure. Second in the league. So
similar to last year, Barcelona's run in the Champions League. Similar.
We're not talking about last season anymore.
No, I'm just putting comparison, bro. Like I'm just like, because you said like we're not gonna have a great season in Europe. So like, what you guys did last year?
But you know something? That them being getting grouped in the Champions League might be good for them because they're going to go win the Europa League.
Well, maybe.
No, they'll just pay their second 11, right?
Yeah.
They'll just pay the second 11.
If Arsenal drops the Europa League, they will take that.
It was just an honest question.
Nah,
no
because
agenda attached to that.
The most they're gonna win this season is probably the FA Cup or the
Europa League.
Mickey Mouse Cup. And I'm telling you, if they do
Honestly,
it, they're
I
gonna
don't want that
celebrate.
Mickey Mouse Cup.
And it's on tape.
They're gonna celebrate.
I don't want it.
They're gonna celebrate.
It's on tape that if they win,
if we win the
this
Mickey
guy is
Mouse
gonna
Cup,
pop some bubbly on this bucket.
I will not celebrate, right? The only reason I will have a reason to celebrate is unless I play United, and that's just a that's just a rival.
I sorry for interrupting your segment, Pellet.
No,
but I just wanted to get this out here. You're telling me that winning a trophy is not a bigger accomplishment, whether it's the Carabao Cup, than beating United. You were on your balcony popping champagne after beating United. Narrowly, I should say.
Questionable win.
Questionable win. Celebrating the victory.
First of all,
are you telling me that if you win the trophy, you are not going to celebrate?
No.
There's no video. It didn't happen.
Hey,
We have it.
Insert
I'll tag you.
Hey, first of all, this guy is saying that I burst that champagne just because we're doing winning games. We haven't lost any games. No, that's not the reason why. I have like 30 to 40 United guys coming in my IG inbox insulting me, right? Saying they're going to win, right? So me, I just had a little fun, and a United guy bought the champagne, so I decided to just splash it.
Yeah, it wasn't
right?
celebrating.
I wasn't like celebrating. Oh,
We're gonna post a video, guys, and you guys can judge if you were celebrating or not.
in the league, right?
Insert clip here.
There's context to it, man.
Like, these guys are blowing out of proportion, and you know that.
Was he celebrating with a bottle of bubbly or not? Facts not just Tell me, was he or not?
Facts, not feelings.
Okay, let's next.
Alright.
Next segment. I'm next.
No, I'll give Mr. Chelsea to speak because he's a reasonable guy. So I'll let him speak.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to Arsenal for taking Kai Havertz off my hands. That guy is gonna frustrate you. I was frustrated for 3 years. I don't know.
I support Kai, bro.
No, but
Bro, what's Havertz doing, man? Why are you doing? Why are you passing ball in midfield like that? Oh my God.
But let's be real. Arsenal did some good business, right? Yeah. But my problem is Mikel Arteta is overthinking things now. He's doing things differently.
Yeah.
Stick with what worked last season. Declan Rice is better than what you had in Granit Xhaka last season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Stick what we're doing, improve your midfield. It's a more solid base. Build on from there. This whole thing you're doing with Partey on the right and this guy, bring Gabriel Magalhaes back, do what works, stop trying to be like Pep and revolutionize the game. That's what they've struggled to win almost every game this season. It's been a struggle. You couldn't do it against Fulham, right? That was the game they tied. You guys always let yourself go fall behind because
the Man U game was like not 3-1 doesn't give.
It doesn't. Yeah, that game. If Garnacho was literally an inch behind, that game goes the other way.
All right, but listen. Right? I'm not even gonna argue the victory against United was deserved, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They stuck to it. They played the better ball throughout the game.
If United won that game, we wouldn't be mad.
No, we wouldn't have been.
Anybody could have won that game.
Been mad. So I wouldn't have been mad.
You guys struggled. Was it Crystal Palace struggled in that game? Crystal Palace should have had a penalty.
What do you mean?
Clear PK.
I don't remember that.
Eze was
What are you talking about, big man? Come on now.
It's all good. I'm just saying. You said they're gonna be fast out the blocks. The easy which they won games at the start of last season is different right now. And most of it is because this man is changing stuff. Why the hell is Kai Havertz starting? He's been shit all season.
It happened
in the first 4 games. 65 mils. Let's talk about the best team in the league. He spent 100 million on Grealish. Grealish didn't gel with the team right away. He sat that man on the bench.
Bro, he started like 28 games last season.
Until he was ready.
Ready what?
He did not start the season exactly as I'm trying to say.
But he still started 28 games.
Kai Havertz is shit and you keep forcing him in. Every time Trossard plays in that position, he plays better. I'm not lying. I watch Arsenal. Trossard is better he's more productive than Havertz in that position. He's better than Havertz. Havertz missed a goal that even I that has 1 foot cannot miss. Come on, guys. You guys, Arsenal is better than last season. When they're coached, overtinkering is going to be a problem for them.
2 things that you said, Ike, right? Arteta overthinking things. And this is because he brought over the same mentality from City when he was Pep's Coleman, right?
Yeah.
So,
this man said Coleman.
Yo,
listen,
what is disrespectful, man?
What's the disrespectful like that? Wasn't Ten Hag his Coleman too?
I'm speaking facts.
Wasn't Ten Hag his Coleman?
He was.
So
but now we're talking about Arteta, right?
It wasn't his cone man, fam. Ten Hag was like
his bad boy.
Yeah, bad boy, bro.
Okay,
exactly.
His levels to this shit.
Can I finish my point?
Go on.
I was hoping that you had your full squad against United. And you know why I was hoping for that? Because I knew Arteta would have overthought the whole process. I knew he would have played Thomas Partey at right back.
Yeah.
When I saw Thomas Partey injured, I was not pleased. Which, as an opposing fan, that's not common. And that is because of your manager. The next thing is, you saying that Kai Havertz has been a pain for what? For 3 years for you guys? Show him some respect. The Champions League winning goal.
I would score that goal, bro.
Listen,
you would score that goal.
Highly about winning 2 Champions League in the time frame that Arsenal won the FA Cups. Kai Havertz was the reason you won the Champions League against City.
Come on. He scored a goal that anybody in that position would have scored. You guys didn't watch Kante in that Champions League.
On the biggest
You guys didn't see Kante in that Champions League.
That's not an easy goal to score.
Kante won.
Let me ask you a question, right? Come on. Mario Götze, 2014. That goal that he scored. Forever remember, right? So, same thing like Kai.
We get it. Forever remember. But for 70 million, we're gonna put his entire 70 million price tag on that one goal. Come on, guys.
I mean,
it could be in any game. That was Mount. If Mount didn't put that pass, Kai Havertz didn't do anything there. All he did was finish a clear time. We're going long on this.
Fernando Torres,
Champions League.
That goal against Barcelona. Just saying. He
If
spent
you
a lot of money on
put
goals.
Ramirez there, Fernando Torres scored that goal. They didn't make him
Was what,
not a
50?
failure at Chelsea. Everybody
Yeah,
still
50
counts him.
and-
Everybody still counts him as a failure at Chelsea.
Torres?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody said we haven't had a good number 9 apart from Costa after Drogba.
Yeah.
So don't tell me Havertz is not a failure because he scored that one goal. Torres did that same thing.
I never said he
Ramirez
was
scored
not
a goal
failure.
last against Barcelona.
But I just say you should
And
be
he's-
more appreciative.
So don't worry about Havertz is gonna. Don't worry. Enjoy Havertz. Thank you.
I'm in
Again,
agreement with
thank you so much.
Alright.
I have one more. Kovacic. He replaced Gundogan.
Yeah.
He replaced Mahrez with Doku. Alvarez is gonna have a breakout season. He's already having a breakout season. So they basically have Alvarez.
Alvarez.
They have Nunes. So these guys actually bought better than Arsenal. They didn't buy Havertz.
Yo.
And we know Pep Guardiola makes players better. So don't tell me Arsenal is going to win the league. And my hot take is Liverpool is actually going to come second. Like, easy.
Okay, noted.
Not happening.
Alright, well, Kadim said it for me.
Here's my top 6. If you can't see it, it's Arsenal, City, Liverpool. This is Kadim's best team in England. He loves Liverpool. Man United, Chelsea, and Spurs. This is very interchangeable between Chelsea and Spurs. Just because of I feel like they're on the same trajectory. I'm not really gonna beat a dead horse with the Arsenal Arteta thing. Bro, if you're doing the same thing and you expect different results, they'll call you a madman. Last year, he tried playing this way. It didn't work because at the end of the day, we didn't win because when we lost Saliba, obviously we were leaking goals and we couldn't recover from that. So this year, he's bro, I'm not gonna do the same thing because I need to be more flexible and I need to change things up. And fair play to the guy. He bought different players. He talks about how he doesn't sign positions, he signs quality. So you want interchangeable team. I want to be tactically unpredictable. So we're just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because he's shown every year he's gotten better. So it's a little bit too early to talk about the tinkering and overthinking. When do you want him to make the changes? In February, when there's no opportunity to make changes or leeway, then the first time that QO or somebody's gonna play, you're yo, this is February, the first time the guy is playing. And then obviously hindsight 2020 will be oh, this guy is useless. Oh, why is he playing him now? He didn't play him the last 3 months. When is he supposed to execute some of those changes?
I'm not talking about the personnel. I'm talking about the style of play.
Yeah, the tactics, but it's
something
also
about
part
Pep,
of it though.
Something about Pep that we don't notice is Pep has a system. Whoever you put in that system works.
They adopt.
Whoever you put in that system. Pep has played Bernardo Silva at right back.
Yeah, he has. But also, if you want to talk about copying Pep, go and see the last 4 seasons. The team he starts in the beginning, he tinkers in the beginning, and then when it's come February, when everyone's oh, February, City just turn up, it's because he's finally found what actually works, and he just goes down with the long haul.
That's what happened with John Stones last season.
Yeah, so what are you on about? Bro, if you're not evolving, you're going to be stagnant. What the hell do you guys want? He's going up against City. You think the same shit's going to work all the time? He needs to figure out a different way to do it.
But at the same time, Pep does that when he comes up against a roadblock. I think Arteta is creating his own roadblock.
Bro, the roadblock was we didn't win the league and we freaking conceded 3 goals against Southampton last year.
You didn't win the league not because of the system, because your best defender was
let's settle.
Yes, and we could not cope with that. That's the whole point
can
of
we settle this? Either you're agreeing with Arteta or you're not agreeing with Arteta.
I agree with what he's doing.
Would you have started, both of you guys, would you have started Thomas Partey at right back and taken out Gabriel out of the team starting at centre back?
Against United?
No.
Against every team this
all
season.
4 games so far this season.
Okay.
Because that's what he's done.
Only
right?
for United. The rest of it, yeah, man. I'm with you.
Only for United.
Yeah,
United is the only game that he didn't do it.
Because he didn't have the choice.
So that's what I'm
Bro,
saying.
that's the thing. You have to play different styles to different teams. If you can't be Fulham playing an auxiliary style of play, realistically, you don't deserve to really win the league.
You don't deserve to. You guys don't even deserve to be.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
if you can't be flexible like that, then bro.
So based on what you said, we should actually be scared of City because he said Pep tinkers at the start of the season and Pep hasn't tinkered. That means he knows what works and he's probably gonna do this all season. Those guys are gonna walk the league this season because he hasn't changed anything.
First of all, I don't think Pep is going to walk the league.
No, he's
because
not.
points, teams are going to as much as I don't like to, he's going to lose points at Trafford.
Bro.
Right? So
he will.
Pep
MPE
he's not going to walk the league just like that.
Walking the league means he's just going to win again this year. That's what
walking the league.
He's going to win the league with 5 games to go.
No,
Mark
that's not happening.
That's not happening.
See?
5 games.
See,
That's not
5
happening.
games to go.
That is
Anyways,
Because Chelsea's gonna give
The
them
thing
some
with Pep,
points.
the thing with
They-
Pep,
yeah, we probably will.
Pep
I know
has
that.
2 players that can give him 20 goals in the Premier League right now, starting.
One gives him
Alvarez
30.
and
One gives him 30 for
Alvarez is gonna give him 20.
Alvarez definitely can give him 20.
And there's goals everywhere in that team. Rodri has already chipped in 2 winners.
And we know what De Bruyne can do.
The Bruyne is not here. He's not a factor to January.
When he comes back.
When he comes back, that's what I mean.
Let's hear the Arsenal guys. See, Arsenal guys are like they're down now.
best
Just hear
strikers
them.
are-
All right. So since we're already on the topic, I think it's a safe bet to say that we should all at least present our top 6
All right.
before we round up the video.
Yeah.
I'll go for mine. I've already said that I've predicted Arsenal to win the league, and of course that is based on the improvement that they've made. But I can't deny the fact that is heavily weighed on the fact that I'm also a United fan.
Yeah.
I can't see City going 4 leagues back to back to back to back,
To back.
and on top of that,
Because it's
it is a
great.
potential treble
Yeah.
back to back just the same. So
Yeah.
for that, self-interest, everything, the signings that they've made,
You would
not
move.
saying that City are weaker, because as Ike has said, I'm in 100% in agreement with him. They're not weaker. That's just a misconcept. So I'm going with Arsenal for the top of the league. With that said, I'm going for
Say
City.
that again.
I'm going for City
No,
in
Arsenal.
second place. All right. Then I'm going for Liverpool. Liverpool for me is going under the carpet. People went into the new season or went out of the whole old season knowing that Liverpool had a midfield problem, thinking that Liverpool would have signed a maximum 1 or 2 midfielders. They've actually fixed that midfield problem. There's not too many holes in that Liverpool team. So I'm predicting with their style of play, they're going to be third.
Even without getting Caicedo?
Even without
They
getting
got
Caicedo.
they got Endo and what's his name?
They got 4 midfielders, right?
No, it's the guy they got on the last day from Bayern.
Gravenberch.
They're fine in that position, bro.
They're fine.
They're fine.
Then I'm going United for where am I now?
4th.
4th?
Yeah.
I'm going United for 4th.
Remember, Champs is his first 5. So
I know, Champions League is first 5. The last Champions League spot, I'm giving it to Chelsea.
Billionaires Club.
This is because, as I said before, it's Poch. It's young players. Chelsea has 1 game each week. When we have to think about the Tuesday, Wednesday schedule playing in the Champions League,
Not for
Chelsea
long.
does not have to think about
Not for
that.
long for you guys. Right?
Let me put Chelsea.
When does the league cup finish? Champions League finish? You guys will be out. by
Bro, you haven't been in the Champions League for 7 years, so I don't know how you have so much chess.
so much
You've never won the Champions
Talk
League.
to
You know
us,
nothing
talk to
about
us,
European
no.
pedigree.
Oh my God.
Alright, I'm gonna give you guys my own top 6.
And then that's the 5th. For 6th place, I'm going
Brighton?
I'm going Tottenham. But the only reason I'm going Tottenham is for the same reason for Chelsea. They're not in Europe just the same. They don't have Europa. They don't have
Handball.
conference. They don't have
Handball.
Champions League. But they're 2 injuries away from falling from grace.
They got my
And
guy Postecoglou.
if Madison gets injured or Bissouma gets injured, Spurs is going to be in problem, and that top 6 spot is going to be taken by either Newcastle or Brighton.
Alright, I'm gonna go quick with
Yeah.
mine. I'm starting with City for the obvious reasons I just said. That team was great and they got better, and he has a system that works.
Yeah.
We know anybody that plays there is great. Liverpool's gonna be second because under the radar they fixed that midfield. McAllister and Sobozai, great. Endo and the other guy, what's his name? Gravenberch, great. They're good. And their defense is not.
Not Endo,
great
not
for you.
Endo, not
Great.
Endo.
Great.
No, I just mean the great buy.
Oh, okay.
What was in the market? There's not a lot of players available.
Yeah.
No case, no Casemiro available. No
You
Rodri.
stole
You
his
That's
stole
why-
that,
man.
yeah, you stole
You
that,
stole
yeah.
That guy's injured though. Like, that's crazy to me. Anyway, I'm putting Arsenal third because that's where they belong. You know, Chelsea. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Chelsea's gonna finish 4th, 1 game a
Over
week.
United.
Yeah, come on. United doesn't even. And who are you gonna finish 4th with? With Pellistri and Garancho?
Garage.
There's no Garnacho. There's no freaking. There's no Sancho, and there's no.
What do you mean there's no Sancho? What happened to Sancho?
He's not gonna play. Come on.
He will play.
Eventually. And Sancho's not even effective for Man U. So you guys have a problem. You guys
Listen.
actually do have a winger problem. If Anthony doesn't come back soon, you guys have a winger problem. And for 5th, I'm going Tottenham, and for 6th, I'm going Brighton.
Okay.
Right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
From that, we know more.
So United is not in your top 6.
If by December you guys don't fix your winger problem, you're
So
not.
United is not in your top
United
six.
is not in this top six.
That's
Even
crazy.
Brighton.
Kadim, run
Man.
it.
So first, for sure, Man City. Second, I have Arsenal. They can come third as well between them and Spurs. And I hope for banter sake, Spurs come second.
Put it up, let them see the fuckery you're talking about. Put it up.
The thing is, people underestimate
That's not
Spurs.
happening.
Spurs don't have Champions League football and don't have Europa football. So they only have Saturday football, right? So we have Man City first, Arsenal second, Spurs third, Armani fourth, Liverpool fifth, and then sixth. I hope Brighton comes sixth, but I feel like Chelsea's gonna.
Why? Because Ansu is there?
As a matter of fact, you know what? Wrong with Chelsea. Yo, Brighton is coming
You
sixth.
think Ansu's
Brighton is
gonna play? You
coming
think Ansu's
sixth.
gonna play for Mitoma?
10 goals this season for Ansu.
Oh
10.
god. I thought you said 20. What? We said 15. Now
I said 10 to
you're coming
15.
down.
10 to 15.
Well, Kadim, I do not second your full motion, but I do see Brighton coming in front of Chelsea. I agree with that. Ansu, 10 for sure. I will second
That's my
that.
boy, star boy.
Alright, so
Yo, take it easy, man.
Premier League defenders are going to that guy. He's gonna be in the hospital for months.
Do you know that?
Just
La Liga
wait.
players have like their history of La Liga players
So-
coming over and dominating Premier League.
I'm going to wrap it up now with mine.
We have
Diego
7
Costa.
minutes. 7
Yeah,
minutes.
I'm going to
of
wrap it
the
up now with mine. Right, so I appreciate all of these gentlemen's biased opinions and their thoughts. You know, greatly appreciated. But let's just close it out in fine style, innit? Right, so for first, obviously, for obvious reasons, we have Arsenal. Right, because I do think that, you know, throughout the years, Mikel Arteta has been progressing quite finely, and he has to pull something out the bag this year. That's just, or as I said, it's Buster now, right? Second, I think that it will be coming down to the last 2 games, right? Some crunch time, you know, I might be losing my hair or some shit, but City, right under our noses. Liverpool with that revamped midfield, I definitely see them coming third. Fourth place, I see United scraping that, to be fair. And then,
If they unlock Sancho, season 3.
We don't have a choice.
and then
it will be
my
unlocked.
my number 5 is my wild take, Brighton, closing it out at 5th place. And then I'm going to give 6th place to this guy right here, right? And that rounds up my top 6. As I said, gentlemen, this is the actual board. You understand? Yeah?
We'll have this for the end of the season.
It's crazy to me.
Everybody take a picture of their board.
It's crazy to me
I
that
don't have
you guys believe Manchester United finished the last game with the defense of Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, Evans and Maguire.
Mr.
Evans and Maguire.
Mr.
All
Ikena,
right.
right?
He's right. He's
We're
right.
wrapping up right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching us. Everybody, glasses up.
Like, comment,
This
subscribe.
is a do say party, you know. Bet Sam, you know the vibe.
Boss of the security sponsorship money.
Wally,